Now we will see style attributes available for the tags. In this example, we have used h1 tag. h1 contains style as an attribute. In that we have given color is equal to blue, and alignment we have given as center, and the text for that we have given as this is header. And for paragraph, the attribute we have taken as style. In that we have given color as green, color colon green, and the text for the paragraph is this is paragraph. So when we execute this is what we got. This is a header and this is paragraph. Header we got it in blue, and paragraph we got it in green. If you want to change this, we can even add alignments. Here just giving a semicolon. For paragraph also I will add text alignment, text hyphen align colon center. Now if I try to execute this, see I got my paragraph also in center. If I want to change the colors also I can change. I will give it as red and I will execute. I got in red color. So whatever color you want to use, you can use. So if you talk about these colors, we have another color coding in HTML. See, this is the color coding. We can set the color of a text by using our style tags and our attribute name. If you see this example, see here we have taken h3 as a tag and we have taken color as color colon tomato. For that hello world we are giving the color. So we got hello world as a tomato color, and for paragraph we have taken style with color as dodger blue. So we got a blue color, the complete text, and medium screen we got green. So like this we can apply for any number of paragraphs and headings. Here instead of h3 I can use h1, and I will just close that h1 tag, and if I run it you can see the change in the size of the heading. Here you can even change the color. We have many different color combinations, so I will just change it. Instead of dodger blue I will give pink color, and if I execute, see I got pink color. So like this we have many large combination of colors in HTML. Now if you want to apply the border colors, see the border colors is available here. You can set the colors for the border. Here in hello world we have red color, then blue color, then pink color. For that the thickness of the border is mentioned in pixels. So if you see the border color, we are given example as h1 style is equal to border colon 2px. Here 2px means 2 pixel. The size of border is 2 pixels, and the first border color what we have given is solid tomato. For the text, hello world. Similarly, we have taken h1 style is equal to border 2x solid dodger blue. Again hello world we have given, and we have closed h1 tag. If you try to execute this, see hello world, here hello world, if I change to 1 hello, and I will change my headings to h2. Here also I will change it to h2. If I make a run, you just see the difference in the output. First one is hello world, second is hello world 11, and third is hello D. And this is the thickness of border. If we change the 2 to 4, what happens we will see. See, we got the thickness, the border pixel thickness has been increased. Now I will change that to 14. If I run, see how thick borders I got, thick border colors. Similarly, if I apply the same to the remaining 12, and if I give as 20, and if I try to run, see how much border. So depends upon the user requirement, we can change the border thickness, and our own colors we can give to our this thing. So here we have not given any paragraph. If we apply that for paragraph, what happens we will see. P style is equal to border colon 5 px solid green for 35. This is paragraph, and then I will close the paragraph tag. Now if I run, see I got a paragraph with the border as 5 pixel with solid green. So this is how we can do the editing. We can change our own borders to our tags. Now we'll see some more color combinations. Here color value, if you observe, mostly we deal colors with RGB. RGB means red, green and blue, and the color values be taken in 3 different ways. One in RGB values, and then we use hexadecimal values and HSL values, and there are another few more advanced version is RGBA values and HSLA values. If you see the example of this particular colors with respective RGB and hexadecimal, you can just see here H1 style is equal to background color RGB 255, 99 and 71. So these are the few random values we have taken. This 255 means full color and 99 and means for red it is full red 255. For green we have taken only 99 and blue we have taken 71 as the value. And if it is hexadecimal, that hexadecimal is always represented in hash FF. F means it's 15. 2F634. So like this we can have multiple color combinations. And if you try this particular example, see H1 style is equal to background color RGB 255, 99 and 71. So the text is also the same thing. If we change that, instead of 99 if I give 129 and if I try to run, see this is a change in the color combination. So when we mix red and green with high values, we'll get different colors. If we make all the colors to same, what happens we'll see. If we give 255 comma 255 and if you try to execute, it is becoming white, so we cannot see the color. If we just make it to 0 and this to 0, so only R is having value, G and B is not having value, and if you try to run that, we'll get only red color. Similarly, if we change that to 255 and this red color, if we make it 0, so what is the color we will be going to get? We will get only green. See, I executed, I got green color. Now we'll see one more. This will make it 0 and then blue will make it as 255, and if I'll run the code, see I got blue color. So the highest color combination is 255 and the range starts from 0 to 255. So in the first one I have given 0, 0 to 55, I got blue color. Now if I change this hexadecimal code, if I change from F, if I use C, just see the change in color. If you are going for RGBA, A means the percentage. So RGBA also we are given 0.5 and here we can change any number. Right, 50% transparent, so it is 0.5. So this is how we use different color codings for our tags by using style attribute to the concerned elements. So that we have completed HSL and all these colors we have completed. Now we will see about the target attributes. Target attributes mainly deals with the hyperlinks. So here we are creating hyperlink by using a anchor tag. So a href is equal to I have written one link www.w3schools.com and target is equal to underscore blank. So target is the attribute that we are going to use to the anchor tag. This target where we actually use is if you want to open our page in a new tab. That means if you are clicking a hyperlink, that link content should be open in new tab. For that we use underscore blank. So here you see the example. First we have taken HTML tag, body tag, h1, the target attribute, and in h1 we have written the target attribute and closed the h1. So in paragraph, open link in new tab or window. If you are not having multiple tabs, open in a new window. If you are having the tab facility, it will be opened in new tabs. So target is equal to underscore blank, visit W3 schools, and closing anchor tag, closing p tag, closing body tag, closing HTML tag. Now if we see the execution part, we got the output here in the below. Open link in new window or tab, visit W. If you observe visit W3 schools in the below, we got it in hyperlink, and if I try to click that, you see it will open in new tab. See, I got it in new tab, the content. So our W3 schools website is open because internet connection is on, right? If there is no internet connection, we won't get that particular, we get error page. So like this, to click or to open our hyperlinks or content in a new tab, we use this particular underscore blank. We are having 4 different target attributes. This is underscore blank version. There is another target called top. If I write top in target, just see what happens when I execute. If I use top, what happens is it opens in the same page. It never goes to the new tab or a new window. The output what we get is in the same page. So click run. This is, I got the output. See, now I am clicking visit W3 skills hyperlink. When I am clicking this, you just observe, in this page only it has gone to W3 schools. It has not opened a new tab, right? Now I am clicking back button here. See, so in the same window it is opening, it is not opening a new tab. Similarly, we have another target attribute in place of top. We have parent. Parent is another attribute, target attribute, where it works same as our previous top. If I try to execute this, now I am clicking this, see it is opening in the same window. So both underscore top and underscore parent both works as same. I am clicking black button, right? Now there is another target value, which is nothing but here we'll get frame name. Here we will write frame name. This frame name concept when we will use this when we are trying to divide our web page into multiple frames. That frames concept we'll see later, how to divide the page into multiple frames, dividing column wise or row wise, or both column and row, or row by column. Now here if I execute, nothing happens, and if I click W3 schools, it is opening because there is no target I have given. So this is about the target attribute which we are having. Mostly in interview questions they will ask when how to create a hyperlink, and after creating hyperlink, if you click that particular hyperlink, it should open in a new window or a tab. So what we have to do, we have to write ahref is equal to any website that the examiner suggests, that we have to write, and then we have to write target is equal to underscore blank 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 blank. Now if I run, now I am clicking, see it is opening in new window. So this is about our target attributes. Now we'll see another topic called marquee, where actually we use marquee tag is, this marquee tag is used to change the direction of the text. We can change we can give a movement to our text, or we can make the text scrolling. This scrolling of text is done in 4 ways by giving the direction. The direction first will give as down. See here in the program HTML head tag I have used because to give title to the document, and closing title tag, closing head tag, and body I have written marquee direction is equal to within double quotes down. So a scrolling text created with HTML marquee element is the text that will be scrolled from top to down. Then I have closed marquee tag, then close body tag, close HTML. Now here in the bottom of this page, if you are observing, a text is coming from top and going down. Again you see it is coming from top and going down. So this is happens when I am using direction is equal to down. Now if I change the direction to up, up, and if I click submit, this is what, there is no change is happening. Up or down, here you left. This will write in another editor. This will write here. Here I will write here I will write marquee direction is equal to down, then this text will go down, and then I'll close the marquee tag. Right? Now if I run, see, after this is header and this is paragraph, you will observe a text. This text will go down. It is going from top to down, because this is for this. If you apply alignment, let's see what happens. No, I can't apply. Now we'll change the direction from down to up. See, now the text, this text will go down. We'll change it to up. For visibility, again here we'll add one more tag, h1, so that it will come in big size. h1 slash h1. Yes. See, now you can able to see the text. It is growing from down to up because the direction I have given as up. Earlier I have given as down. Now I'll write, change it to that. Now if I write down, see, it is going down from top. It is going down. And another marquee direction which we are having is left. See, from left it is going to right. From left it is going to right. Now we'll change from left to RIGHT, right. Now if I click run, see, from right side it is going to left. Here you can change the content, go right. See, this will go right, so it is going right. So this is how we use marquee tag with 4 directions. First direction is down, second direction is up, third direction is right, fourth direction is left. Hope it is clear with marquee.